Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 3, test.
come. Post time. Deep stretch now. Shut the camera up.
Broadcasting live from Prince Edward Island, this is Race Day.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Red Shores at the Charlottetown Driving Park on a Saturday afternoon. It's a wet day out there today. I'm your host, Rocky Skierman, along with Kurt Hughes. Vance Cameron in the booth calling all the action this afternoon. 14 races. It's Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation Day, Kurt. And we got the third race today. McRae's Backhoe and Trucking Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 2-year-old fillies, $7,500 purse. Fernhill Jazz with Mark Campbell, Castaway Moon and Jill Berrio. Elm Grove Treasure with Paul Langell. And Howmack Charmer from Post 4 with Corey McPherson.
Yeah, in Post 5 we have Howmack Maleficent. And then Bad Girl Bridget has Post 6 for Jason Hughes. She's the morning line choice. She's riding a 5-race winning streak. Unfortunately, didn't have enough points for the final, so she's in the consolation today, but she should be much the best from Post 6. Pandemonic has Post 7 for Miles Heffernan, and Sandra's Pretty Girl rounds out the field of 8 for Adam Murner. It should be a terrific day of racing. We'll keep you posted on track conditions as the track crew is working hard on the track. We got a lot of rain this morning here in Charlottetown, so we'll keep you posted on that. But for now, we'll send it upstairs to Vance Cameron for the program and equipment changes. Vance.
Thank you, guys, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Red Shores Racetrack and Casino at the Charlottetown Driving Park for today's racing program, event number 53 of the meeting. Sloppy track conditions, 11 degrees Celsius. There is a 2-second variant. The track condition is listed by the officiating members from the Atlantic Province's Harness Racing Commission. Today, the senior judge, Mr. Kent Butler. The associate judges are Mr. Dylan Elaine and Mr. Derek Quinn. Now here are today's program and equipment changes. First race is the You Ain't Dolly retirement pace. Scratch number 3, J.J. Kinley. She will not go. Race 1, scratch number 3, J.J. Kinley. Next change will go to race number 5. In the 5th race, featuring the Super High 5, scratch number 1, DJ Mustang. Race 5, scratch number 1, DJ Mustang. Turning over to race number 6. In the 6th race, number 5, Flamin' Freddy. The driver today is Corey McPherson. Corey McPherson driving number 5, Flamin' Freddy. Scratch number 8, One Can Dan. Scratch number 9, Father Huey D. Move in number 10, Starship SLX to score from post position 8. 6th race, scratch 8 and 9. Move in 10, Starship SLX, scoring from post position 8. Next change, go to race number 8. In the 8th race, number 3, Northern Belle, adding blinkers. Number 8, Woodmere Clara, from a 4-ring over check to a straight over check. Next change, you'll go to race number 12. In the 12th race, scratch number 4, I Did It My Way, and scratch number 9, Shane's Dream. 12th race, scratch 4, I Did It My Way, and number 9, Shane's Dream. Final change is in the final race today. That's number 14. In the 14th race, scratch number 1, Stone Beach Lily. Race 14, scratch the 1 entry, Stone Beach Lily. That wraps up the changes. The Par Mutual windows are open and selling. First race post time, 12:30. That's in 23 minutes.
Race Day Live continues from Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Welcome to our on-track and off-track customers. In the spirit of reconciliation, we acknowledge that the land upon which we gather is unceded Mi'kmaq territory. Abeguid, Mi'kmaq is covered by the historic treaties of peace and friendship. we pay our respects to the indigenous Mi'kmaq people who have occupied this island for over 12,000 years, past, present, and future. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise, if you are able, for the playing of our national anthem. Now, back to Race Day Live.
Welcome back to Race Day Live here at Red Shores, Charlottetown on a Saturday afternoon. 14 races on tap for you here today. It's Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation Day. And Kurt, we have our Aisle Pick 5 coming up here on the screen. Low 15% takeout, $2,000 guaranteed pool, and it is races 1 through 5. Kurt, take it away.
All right, I'll go first, Rocky. In race number 1, I'm going to go with the 8 I'll Tell Mima. This is the You Ain't Dolly retirement pace. And I'm going to go on the outside of the gate with Brett LeBlanc and I'll Tell Mima. Getting another crack at this bottom level 301s. Raced pretty good last time out in that first overbid. Ended up fading to third. Race time to 59.4. So we'll see how they do here today from the outside. They get a little post relief with the scratch of the 3, so they'll move into post 7. I'm going with I'll Tell Mima in race number 1. Over in race 2, I'm going to go with the 2 Hippie John and Kenny Arsenault. Has been pacing miles at 55 and change, 56 at the 13-11 level in this class again today from an inside post. I think they can stalk up near the front and make their way out at the top of the stretch and get it all. And so, and then over in race number 3, I guess we're all going with the 6, Bad Girl Bridget. She's been great this year. She is a 5-race winning streak coming into today in this Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 2-year-old fillies. So I'm going with Bad Girl Bridget in the 3rd. And then over in race 4, I'm going to go with the 6 Winter Blast. Looking for win number 49 of his career for Jason Hughes. Just missed last time out on the front, 57-4 for Dowling. I think they can get the win on the drop-in class in that 4th race. And then I'm going to close it out with the 4 Well Said Celeb and Corey McPherson. They went front-end mission last time out, faded to 4th, but I like that win 3 back on the front end, 55-3 for Murner. I think they can win on the front here. With the scratch of the 1, they're going to move into post 3. So I think Well Said Celeb can go down the road for Corey. So I'm at 82664. Rocky, your choices.
Well, we're close, Kurt. You and I and the classifier with the 826 in the first three races. Peter McPhee, he's going totally different than the first 2 with the number 4 horse. That's a little dig at him. But for the first race, I'll go with the 8 I'll Tell Mima with Brett LeBlanc. 3rd last time out, 159-4 for race number 2. I'm going with the 2. And that is Hippie John with Kenny Arsenault aboard. In race number 3, we're all going with the 6, Bad Girl Bridget. Race 4, going with the 3 in that race. That's JK Express with Mark Campbell, Jared Perot, the trainer. In race 5, Atlantic Classic Sale Pace. We're all on the 4, Well Said Celeb. And as you mentioned, Kurt, we'll move into post 3 with the scratch of DJ Mustang. So my picks are 82634. Get in on the Aisle Pick 5.
Parimutuel, phone the judges, please. Parimutuel, phone the judges. Ladies and gentlemen, there will be a 15-minute delay in the post time today. Post time for the first race now set for 12:45, giving our track crew a little extra time to make the racing surface as safe as it can be for our equine athletes and their trainers and warm-up personnel. So there will be a 15-minute delay on the post time of the first race. Race number 1 is now set to go to the starting gate at 12:45.
In this afternoon's first race, it is the You Ain't Dolly Retirement Pace. You Ain't Dolly's a bay mare, 8 years old. The current owner is Kelsey Kern of Peaks, Prince Edward Island, and David Amadio of Port Morion, Nova Scotia. The breeders, Brendan Kern, Albie Kern of Vernon Bridge, Prince Edward Island. 109 starts lifetime with 19 wins, 22 seconds, and 11 thirds. $46,994 in money, and took a record as a 7-year-old last year. 155-1 right here at Charlottetown. You Ain't Dolly Retirement Pace, and You Ain't Dolly will be leading the post parade of this afternoon's first race. And just an update here with 7 minutes to go before the opener. The starting gate did a couple of passes out there, and it's all ready to go here this afternoon. And there's a look at our picks, Kurt. I'm going with an 8-1-4. Post time picks at 4-3-8.
Yeah, I'm going with an 8-1-2 in here. Rocky, you and I are in agreement. We're both going with I'll Tell Me Ma. We both like the one Rosie all over. I'm going with the 2 in here, Elm Grove Nancy. I just think they're going to get a good trip in along the rails. She likes that kind of stalking trip. And you're going with Watch Her Go and Ryan DeRoche. So 8-1-2 for me, 8-1-4 for Rocky. Post time picks, that's Peter McPhee. He's at 4-3-8 in the classifier. Also likes I'll Tell Me Ma, going with the 4 and 3 for second and third. Thank you very much for your patience this afternoon. As we mentioned earlier, we got a lot of rain in the forecast this morning. A lot of rain fell here in Charlottetown. Expecting some more rain this afternoon, but the track crew, shout out to them. They've been working on it all morning, doing a great job getting the track ready. The starting gate, as Rocky mentioned, did a couple passes, and so we got the thumbs up. We're good to go. So again, thank you very much for your patience. The horses will be out on the track for race number 1 in just a moment.
And just to note, when we showed the picks there, the post time picks 4-3-8, a note that the 3, JJ Kinley, is scratched from race 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first race is the You Ain't Dolly Retirement Pace. Dolly will lead the post parade. Dolly, off 109 lifetime starts, was a 19-time winner of just under $47,000. Took her lifetime record here at Charlottetown of 155-1. Kelsey Kern, David Amadeo are the owners. Brendan Kern, Albie Kern, the breeders. Brendan Kern was the trainer, and Brendan leads her with the first race on parade. Rosie All Over won, owned by Carson Wilkie of Stratford. Carson is the trainer. Corey McPherson driving. 2, Elm Grove Nancy. Jill Barrio drives for owner-trainer Robert Phillips of Lose Route 204. 3 is Scratch. Number 4, Watch Her Go, owned and trained by Todd Walsh of Charlottetown. Ryan DeRoche drives. Number 5 is Slate, owned by Sandy Myers of Charlottetown. Wade Myers trains and drives. Number 6, MD's Girl, owned by Douglas and David Neal. Keith Ford and Ben Matheson, trained by Keith Ford, driven by Miles Heffernan. Number 7, Traces of Purple, is owned and trained by Robert Phillips of Lose Route 204. Kenny Murphy. Number 8, I'll Tell Me Ma, is owned and trained by Scott Dunn of Montague. Brett LeBlanc in the sulky. Down to 2 minutes wagering time on race number 1. Welcome to Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation Day at Red Shores, Charlottetown. This is the start of the Isle Pick 5 of the $2,000 guaranteed pool and the low 15% takeout. Rocky Skierman and Kurt Hughes are up next from the HBI broadcast desk.
Let's head out to the track for the afternoon's opener. First half of the Daily Double Exactor, 20-cent Superfecta Triactor Win, Place, and Show. And it is the start of the guaranteed 20-cent Pick 5, I'll Pick 5. You Ain't Dolly Retirement Pace. Kurt, we're both onto this one. It's the 8, I'll Tell Me Ma, 8-year-old bay mare by Ameripan Gigolo for Scott Dunn of Montague, who's also the breeder and the trainer. And it's Brett LeBlanc in the bike this afternoon.
Yeah, she's struggling to get back to that form that we all remember. She was a nice mare in the backup class, raced up around that 1451 level. You can see right down the bottom line there, 1551s just 6 starts ago, but she's moving down the class ladder and she's lacking some confidence, needs a really confidence boosting victory. I think we'd set her back on track. But post 8, moving into post 7 with the scratch of the 3, going to make it tough for her. I thought she would win last time out when she dropped to the 301 level. She came first up. I thought she'd clear and drive off to win, but she ended up third, fading in the stretch. Race time to 59 and 4, so I'm not overly confident in my choice here with the 8, but she does have the class to beat this crew if Brett trips her out here. I think she can get the win. She's 1 for 19 this year. Again, looking for a confidence-building victory. I think they can win if she's a little better than she was last week. I'll Tell Mima currently the slight choice at 6 to 5.
And there's a look at the rail sitter, Rosie All Over. Kurt, we got the same exactor now that the 3 is scratched. Rosie All Over is a Bay Filly 3 by Hilarious Halo for Carson Wilkie of Stratford. He's also the trainer. It's Corey McPherson in the bike and gets away from some of these younger horses that this filly's been racing against, Kurt.
Yeah, that's the angle I'm playing too, Rocky. Non-winners of 301 this time out. Had been racing the winners of 1, not more than 2, and some PEI Colt State Grassroot, Lady Slipper Grassroot. Had post 7 last time out. Was race timed at 2 minutes 3/5. Race timed at 59 and 2 prior to that. Gets an inside draw here with Corey McPherson on board for the mount. Showing trips around 59 and change 2 minutes. I think if he gets a ground saving trip in along the rail, I think this filly can hit the ticket. Rosie All Over currently 4 to 1.
And once again, a shout out to the track crew. The track doesn't look too bad out there right now, Kurt. There is the 2, Elm Grove Nancy, 8-year-old bay mare by Coast to Coast Yankee for Robert Phillips. He's also the trainer, and Jill Barrio in the driver's seat.
Yeah, she's pretty good at this level. Barrio gets along really well with her. She was at the 301 level last time out, but head post 6. So moving back inside here to post 2. She's a little shy in the wing column over the last 2 years, going over, but she had 7 top 3 finishes this year. So I'm going to put her in for the show dough in here. I think she's going to get a nice stalking trip in along the rail, and I think they can hit the ticket. Elm Grove Nancy at 10-1. This is the You Ain't Dolly Retirement Pace. Race 1 starters are lining up in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate up to Vance Cameron for the race call.
Rosie all over Elm Grove Nancy. Watch her go. Slate MD's Girl. Traces of Purple. I'll tell me, Ma. Top of the stretch. Here they come. The rough and pacing Slate rushes out. Second is Watch Her Go. Third one to the turn, Elm Grove Nancy coming fourth on the outside. I'll Tell Me Ma to get away fifth up the rail. Rosie all over. Then 6 MD's Girl. And trailing in the early going, Traces of Purple. Up the backstretch they go. Slate on the early lead. It may be short-lived as Ryan DeRoche right lines Watch Her Go and sending her on to the lead as they arrive at the opening quarter, now led by Watch Her Go. Slate is second. I'll Tell Me Ma. The post-time favorites away third. Then in fourth, it's Elm Grove Nancy. Fifth is Rosie all over with MD's Girl 6 and the trailer Traces of Purple 28 and 4. That's a solid beginning for the bottom condition. In the conditions today, down the stretch they come, arriving at the opening half mile. The leader, Watch Her Go. Slate second. There goes I'll Tell Me Ma to the outside third. Elm Grove Nancy will follow out fourth. Moving up fifth on the outside, Rosie all over. On the cone 6 is MD's Girl. Trailing is Traces of Purple. 1 minute and 1/5 at the opening half mile. The new leader at 5/8. I'll Tell Me Ma and LeBlanc. Watch Her Go at the rail second. Elm Grove Nancy third on the outside. Racing fourth. From the outside is Rosie all over. At the rail in fifth. That's Slate. From the outside, Traces of Purple picks up 6. Now the trailer, MD's Girl. I'll Tell Me Ma made the lead. Off of 3/4 in 1. 31-1. She leads by 2. Second is Watch Her Go. Elm Grove Nancy third. Rosie all over. Tipped out 3 wide fourth, and they're headed down the home stretch. I'll Tell Me Ma, the leader. Watch Her Go second. Elm Grove Nancy way wide. Rosie all over. But I'll Tell Me Ma opens up a Saturday afternoon in Charlottetown for Brett LeBlanc. Looked like Rosie all over. Maybe it rallied in for second with Watch Her Go third in 2:01 and 4.
Comes the slow-mo replay for the afternoon's opener, the You Ain't Dolly Retirement Pace. And the I'll Tell Me Ma gets the job done, Kurt.
Ice cold Rocky Skirman triactor here to kick things off at Red Shores on Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation this Saturday afternoon. We are under sloppy conditions. I'll Tell Me Ma sat off that hot early pace into the 3-hole as the 4 and 5 were duking it out early. Watch Her Go back to the lead. Slate in the 2-hole. And I'll Tell Me Ma made her move coming to the half in a minute 1/5. Cleared up the backstretch going to the 3/4, 131 and 1, and just drew off to win. This is going to do wonders for her confidence. That was a real confidence-building victory for I'll Tell Me Ma. Hopefully that puts her back on the right track on a nice win here today in 2:01 and 4. In for second was Rosie all over. Had that great trip from off the pace for Corey McPherson. And the 4 in for third, Watch Her Go, and Ryan DeRoche. So the Rocky Skirman 814 try unofficially here in the first.
I'll Tell Me Ma, arriving at the first race winner's circle by pacing mare 8 by Ameripan Gigolo off the Riverboat Kingdom. River Swing, a homebred of Scott Dunn of Montague. Scott does the training. Brent LeBlanc will guide her to victory for her 20th lifetime victory today in 2:01 and 4. And down at trackside, that is the You Ain't Dolly Retirement Face Cooler presentation. All kinds of Dolly fans joining us on this Saturday afternoon here at the driving park. I'll Tell Me Ma, 2:01 and 4.
This race replay is brought to you by Syntrack Print and Graphic. Here they come, and it's Syntrack for the win with exceptional print products, exceptional graphic design services, and exceptional value. Syntrack Print and Graphics, 902-892-7719.
Now the official results from race 1. Rosie All Over was second. Elm Grove Nancy fourth. J.J. Kinley was scratched. Watch Her Go third. Slate finished sixth. MD's Girl fifth. Traces of Purple was seventh. I'll Tell Me Ma, the race winner. 28 and 4. 1 minute 1. 131 and 1. And the mile in 2:01 and 4. In review, it's 2-4 scratch. 3-6-5. 7-1. I'll Tell Me Ma paid $3.60 to win. The exactor $12. The triactor was $30.60, and the superfecta $13.36.
Welcome back to Race Day Live here at Red Shore, Charlottetown. On a Saturday afternoon, it is Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation Day, and let's talk about HPI PEI rewards. Red Shores is pleased to announce HPI rewards for PEI customers this fall and winter meet. You can now play Summerside and Charlottetown live racing and earn points. You can convert those points to cash or earn points for other exciting offers. Sign up and play the horses through HPIBet.com and the new HPI Rewards program for Prince Edward Island. And we slide the selections into the screen, Kurt, for the upcoming second race.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a 2-3-4 in here. Rocky, you're going with a 2-3-1 post-time picks. That's Peter McPhee. He's going out on his own here. He's got 4 on top with the 1 and 2 in for second and third. Classifier's choice, 2-4-1. We're about 6 minutes away from race 2. Horses will be making their way out onto the track. Post parade is next.
And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to stop by the Memory Lane display this afternoon. They're in the 1888 Lounge. Great memories to look at in there. I was in there before I come to the desk this afternoon. See Paul Murphy, Jerry McCabe, Dr. Don Ling. They're all in there this afternoon in the Memory Lane display in the 1888 Lounge.
Okay, the horses are beginning to make their way out onto the track here for race 2. This is the PEI Harness Racing Industry Association Pace, and we have one equipment change in this 4th race. The 4 Fernhill Gusto going from blind to blinkers. So keep that in mind, the 4 Fernhill Gusto going from blind to blinkers.
Second race sponsored by the PEI Harness Racing Industry Association. One is Happier Days Are Coming. Owned by Ronnie McLean of Argyle Shore and Kent Livingston of Cornwall, trained by Blaine McKenna. Today, Jules Barrio. Two Hippie John, owned by Roderick Smith of Inverness, Nova Scotia. Kenny Arsenault trains and drives. 3 Brookdale Ollie, owned by Gary Ford of Stratford and Melinda Stead of Wheatley River, trained by Vaughn Doyle, David Dowling. 4 is Fernhill Gusto, owned by Greyland Farm of Stratford and Joseph Gamba from Gulf Shore, Nova Scotia, trained by Lenny Myers, Mark Campbell drives. 5 is West Coast Kid, owned by Lynn McLaren, John McKenzie, Philip Kelly, and Colton Prophet, trained by Philip Kelly and driven by Mark Bradley. Rusty Riley 6, owned by Chantel Langell of Lower Onslow and Dana Ghetto of New Waterford, Nova Scotia. Paul Langell trains and drives. 7 is Doc Darrell, owned and trained by Morgan Shepherd of Brackley. Today, Kenny Murphy. 3 minutes wagering time on the second race. Rocky and Kurt are back with a rundown of the top drivers for Red Shores Charlottetown.
That's right, Vance. The top 5 drivers on the screen right now. Mark Campbell leading the way with 113 victories. David Dowling's in second with 87 wins. Adam Murner in third with 70 wins. Gilles Barrio, the Maritime Magic Man's in fourth with 64 victories. And the Blue Knight Jason Hughes rounds out the top 5 drivers with 56 wins. Race 2 starters are on track. No winners 13:01 last 5. It is the PEI Harness Racing Industry Association Pace. And for race 2, Rocky, we're matching strides in here. Hippie John, our top play, 6-year-old gelding by Better Than Cheddar, owned by Roderick Smith of Inverness, Nova Scotia. Kenny Arsenault, the trainer and driver, coming off that DNF last time out. But prior to that, a really nice trip in 55-1.
Absolutely, and he's got 3 wins this season from 23 starts, 156 and 4, season's best right here. Shows some great miles on his card, and the winner 159 flat on September the 8th right here in Charlottetown. Great spot to work from today. Unfortunately, had some broken equipment in his last start. Hippie John, post 2 today with Kenny Arsenault. Right now, 9-5.
Okay, and now we're going to pick up our second choice here. We're matching strides on the exactor again, Rocky, here in race 2. We're going with the 3, Brookdale Ollie. David Dowling's getting the call here for trainer Bon Doyle, Gary Ford, and Melinda Stead of Wheatley River is the co-owner. 7-year-old gelding by Shadow Play. Came first up last time out. Real good trip, though, 56-1.
Yeah, and if you look at that trip before that, September 28th here, head post 5, finished 4th, 4 3/4 lengths, 155 flat, and closed it out in 29-1. Has a win this season from 26 tries, 159-3 right here at Charlottetown. I'm liking his post position today too, and you know, Kurt, he could get it all. It's Brookdale Ollie from post 3, and David Dowling. Look at the odds, 23-1.
Okay, we're getting close to post time here in race 2. We're talking about Brookdale Ollie there at long odds. He's got good gate speed too, and David Dowling, an aggressive driver. He could be heading to the front end here. There is a little bit of inside speed, but I think Brookdale Ollie could get to the front if Dowling wants to put the pedal to the metal. And for third on your ticket, Happier Days Are Coming. Ronnie McLean and Kent Livingston share ownership. Blaine McKenna, the trainer, Gilles Barrio in the seat. I do like this driver change to Gilles. A nice third last time out, Rock.
Yeah, dropping down in class a little bit from 2 starts ago, and adds Gilles Barrio today. And I think, Kurt, this horse could be heading to the front this afternoon. Gilles Barrio could be aggressive with him, put him right on the engineer, show some great miles. Has a win, 155 at Northfield Park in Ohio's half-mile track. He's on the rail today. Happier Days Are Coming with Gilles Barrio at 7-5. Want to give a shout out to everyone in the race office today. You know, folks, it takes a lot to put a race card together, and they work tirelessly to put everything together for us to get a race card off. Tara, Kathy, Gerard Smith, and their crew in the race office. Also to Universal Media, Scott McLean and his crew, inside and outside, braving all kinds of weather situations. So shout out to you all here this afternoon as the second race, Prince Edward Island Harness Racing Industry Association Pace, lines up in behind the starting gate. Let's head back upstairs to Vance Cameron.
Happier Days Are Coming. Hippie John, Brookdale Ollie. Fernhill Gusto, West Coast Kid, Rusty Riley, Doc Darrell outside. Top of the stretch. Now approaching a start. Rough and pacing, Brookdale Ollie leaves out. Happier Days Are Coming along the rail. Third one to the turn, Hippie John. Fernhill Gusto's away 4th. Then in 5th, that is West Coast Kid on the turn, Rusty Riley 6th. And then the trailer, that is Doc Darrell. It's Happier Days Are Coming for Gilberto, leading it by 2. Second is Brookdale Ollie. Hippie John's away 3rd. Fernhill Gusto has 4th. Back into 5th is West Coast Kid. Rusty Riley has 6th. Doc Darrell, he sees them all from 7th. Opening quarter, wow, that's solid. 28-1. They're in straight alignment as Happier Days Are Coming is a serious leader on the off track. Second is Brookdale Ollie. There goes Fernhill Gusto. Underway to take over 3rd. Hippie John at the rail 4th. West Coast Kid is closed in 5th. Moving up 6th is Doc Darrell. Now the trailer, that is Rusty Riley at the midway point. Fernhill Gusto on the outside. Up the rail, Happier Days Are Coming. 57 and 4 was the half. Third up the rail, Brookdale Ollie. Then in fourth, that's Hippie John. Doc Darrell is up into fifth. Back to sixth is West Coast Kid. On the outside, seventh, Rusty Riley, and up the backstretch they go. Fern Hill Gusto coming back on the outside to take the lead. Second is Happier Days Are Coming. Brookdale Ollie up the rail, trapped in third. Moving up fourth, that's Hippie John, the 3/4 in 1:27 flat. Fern Hill Gusto made the lead and leading it by 2 with 1/8 of a mile to go. Into second is Hippie John, backpedaling. Happier Days Are Coming on the far outside. Brookdale Ollie is coming late. They're in deep. Stretch now. Fern Hill Gusto. Brookdale Ollie, Hippie John. Fern Hill Gusto got there for Campbell. Tight for the deuce. Hippie John up against Brookdale Ollie in the place picture. 1:57.2.
All right, we're going to get a look at the Universal Media Slow-Mo for Race 2. It was the PEI Harness Racing Industry Association pace. And the one, as you predicted, Happier Days Are Coming, and Barrio getting to the front. But the bridle change on the 4 seemed to really work here today. Fern Hill Gusto first up for Campbell. What a trip he went.
Yeah, Happier Days Are Coming, 28-1, 57-4, and then Fern Hill Gusto came. I looked up and down this horse. I just didn't like those qualifying miles. Otherwise, I might have put him in there, Kurt, and he does a great job here today. Kudos to Lenny Myers with the bridle change. He's the trainer of Fern Hill Gusto. Mark Campbell gets him there, and it's close for second and third. And now it is posted the 3. Brookdale Ollie gets up there for second with Hippie John third. So it's 4-3-2 unofficially. In the second, we're going to see Fern Hill Gusto and Mark Campbell. They're going to the winner's circle next.
Fern Hill Gusto arriving at the second race winner's circle. Bay pacing gelding 5 by Stonebridge Terror from the Willowbird Dam. Helen O'Grace, owned by Greyland Farm of Stratford, and Joseph Gamba from Gulf Shore, Nova Scotia, bred by Brian McLeod of Truro, Nova Scotia, now trained by Lenny Myers, and Mark Campbell will drive him to victory in 1:57.2. Fern Hill Gusto in the second with the PEI Harness Racing Industry Association cooler presentation.
Got to give a shout out this afternoon to Liam Myers. He's home watching. Didn't get to get his picture taken this afternoon, but shout out to Liam Myers from the big win with Fern Hill Gusto here this afternoon.
Now the official results from the second race, Happier Days Are Coming fourth, Hippie John third. Brookdale Aldi was second and had broken equipment. Fernhill Gusto, the race winner. West Coast Kid was seventh. Rusty Riley finished fifth. Doc Darrell was sixth. Fractions went 28 and 1, 57 and 4, 127, and the mile 157 and 2. In review, 432, 1756. Fernhill Gusto paid $6.30 to win. The Exactor 25.10, the Triactor 82.90, the Superfecta was $6.34, and the early daily double $7.20.
Welcome back to Race Day Live here at Red Shore, Charlottetown on a Saturday afternoon. It's Breeders' Crown Consolation Day, and we are going to talk with the sponsorship. Thank you to our 2024 Atlantic Breeders' Crown sponsors. The awards banquet presented by the Prince of Rhode Island Standardbred Horse Owners Association is tonight at 7 o'clock, right here in the top of the park. Sunday is the pancake breakfast at 9 a.m. at O'Brien's Social Bar and Kitchen, followed by the championship finals tomorrow afternoon with a post time of 12:30. Thanks to McRae's Backhoe and Trucking, Atlantic Vet College, the Prince of Rhode Island Harness Racing Industry Association, David Corrigan, Century 21, Colonial Realty Incorporated, Dr. Kathleen McMillan at the Atlantic Veterinary College. And Kurt, we're going to slide the selections into the screen for the upcoming third race. It is the McRae Backhoe and Trucking Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation 2-year-old fillies. Let's hear the picks.
Yeah, it's unanimous in here. We're all aboard. Bad Girl Bridget, this filly. I think if she was in the final tomorrow afternoon, she would be a really tough out. She's reeled off 5 in a row, 5 wins from 6 starts, closing in on 30,000 made so far in her freshman campaign. 2-year-old daughter of Stonebridge Terror, owned by Bill Lanigan of Montague. He's the owner-trainer, and Jason Hughes, the Blue Knight, is in the seat for the trip here this afternoon. I'm at 6.45. Rocky, you're at 6.54. Post-time picks, Peter McPhee's matching strides with you with 6.54, and the classifier's choice is at 6.52. This is, again, the third race, and it is the McRae's Backhoe and Trucking Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 2-year-old fillies, and they'll be on the track in a moment.
And there's a look at that place photo from the afternoon second race. You'll see in Brookdale Ollie just nipping Hippie John on the line. That's a great photo by the Atlantic Provinces Harness Racing Commission.
McRae's Backhoe and Trucking Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 2-year-old filly pacers on the third race parade. Fernhill Jazz 1, owned by Brady Doyle and Greyland Farm of Stratford, trained by Landon Campbell, Mark Campbell driving. 2 Castaway Moon, owned by Michelle Patrick and from McPhee's Corner, Nova Scotia, trained by Ernie Lappin, Jill's Burial. 3 is Elm Grove Treasure, owned by Doug Williams of Guelph, Ontario, and Rebecca Blaisdell of Inverness, trained by Kyle Williams. Paul Angel drives. Number 4 is Hamac Charger, owned by Paul Conway from Bonshaw and Zach Conway of Charlottetown. Paul is the trainer, driven by Corey McPherson. 5 is Hamac Maleficent, owned by Peter Gilby from Lance, Nova Scotia, trained by Joe Baxter, Kenny Murphy driving. Number 6 is Bad Girl Bridget. Bill Lanigan of Montague owns and trains, driven by Jason Hughes. Number 7 is Pandemonic, owned by Miles Heffernan Jr. of Montague. Jr. does the training and Miles Sr. drives. 8 is Sandra's Pretty Girl, owned by Kevin Bailey of Sydney and Rebecca McKenzie of Gardner Mines, Nova Scotia. Kevin is the trainer, driven by Adam Murner. Down to your final call for wagering on race number 3 with the expiration of the post time clock. Final call to make your third race selections. Jennifer Doyle leads the way in the trainer standings at Redshores, Charlottetown. Rocky and Kurt have the top 5 trainers coming up next.
Yeah, trainer Jen Doyle's having quite a year. She was top trainer last year, and looks like she's got it well under wraps here in 2024. She's leading the way with 64 wins. In second, Ron Matheson off that big milestone the other night. He's in second with 47 wins. He just went over the 1,000 career training victories. Pretty incredible accomplishment for a trainer around these parts. So, again, shout out to Ronnie Matheson on a heck of a career. He's in second place with 47 victories. Tied for third is Melissa Rennie and Jeff Holmes. They have 37 wins apiece. And trainer David Dowling is in fifth with 34 wins.
First call, 50-50 up here in the top of the park. Heather's up here right now. It is your first call, 50-50. And we're going to head out to the track now for the afternoon's third race. It is the McRae's Backhoe and Trucking Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 2-year-old fillies. $7,500 is the purse. Kurt, we're all landing on the 6 in here. Bad Girl Bridget, 2-year-old bay filly by Stonebridge Terror for Bill Lanigan of Montague, who also trains, and your brother Jason Hughes in the bike. 5 wins in a row coming into this one from 6 lifetime starts.
Yeah, we've got to give a shout out to trainer owner Bill Lanigan. This was probably the steal of the sale, I would say, goes without saying, from last year's sale. We had the sale last year, 149 yearlings went through, and it was a very successful sale, just shy of $2 million collectively changing hands yesterday with those 149 yearlings. A lot of good ones, a lot of good lookers, and this one, like I said, was definitely the steal of the sale last year. Purchased for $7,000 last year, now closing in just shy of $30,000. She's 5 for 6. She's a 5-race winning streak coming into today. She was a winner in the Lady Slipper Gold on the front end. Last time out, 56-4. Jason Hughes been doing a great job driving her. Even the start prior to that in Atlantic Sire Stake A Division was an impressive front-end victory from post 6 and 56-4. Closing quarter, 28-4. Post 6 here again today. I think they are headed to the front, and I think they are much the best. And she is getting all the attention on the board, and for good reason. 1-9 currently for Bad Girl Bridget.
So now we're going to look at the 4, my third selection. Kurt, your second one. That is the 4 Hamac Charger. 2-year-old bay filly by Bet the Moon for Paul Conway of Bonshaw and Zach Conway of Charlottetown. Paul Conway, the trainer. Corey McPherson in the bike. Nice second place finish in her last start, Kurt.
Yeah, she was another really nice purchase from last year. Hamac Charger, 2-year-old daughter by Bet the Moon. Had that nice win in the PEI Colt Stake grassroots event from off the pace for Jason Hughes. Followed that up with a nice 5th and an A stake in 58-1, 28-3 final panel, and then nice second and a Lady Slipper Grassroot last time out. Corey McPherson's been in the seat the last 2 starts. Gets a call here today off those 2 trips with those nice closing quarters and that win 3 back. I think Howmack Charger is the best of the rest. 19-1 currently.
And now we're seeing the 5, Howmack Maleficent, 2-year-old black filly by Malicious for Peter Gilby of Lentz, Nova Scotia. Joe Baxter, the trainer. Kenny Murphy in the driver's seat. Nice mile, her last start.
Yeah, nice mile from post 7 to Lady Slipper Gold, 3rd and 58. And against Bad Girl Bridget, and a winner on the front end and an A stake in Summerside in 59. So this is another talented 2-year-old daughter by Malicious out of that mare that Ronnie Matheson used to train, General Lucky Percy. She was an open mare back in the day, and she has thrown a really nice filly here in Howmack Maleficent as the 2-year-old fillies for the Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation, presented by McRae's Backhoe and Truckin'. They're lining up behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate. Let's go back upstairs for the call to track announcer Vance Cameron.
Fernhill Jazz, Castaway Moon, Elm Grove Treasure, Howmack Charger, Howmack Maleficent, Bad Girl Bridget, Pandemonic, and Sandra's Pretty Girl on the grandstand side. Top of the stretch. Ready for start. The rough end pacing Howmack Maleficent with the first call. Elm Grove Treasure is second. Bad Girl Bridget to their outside. Third around the turn. Coming up fourth now between horses. Howmack Charger on the rail. That is Castaway Moon. Pandemonic moved into 6th. Then 7th Fernhill Jazz. And the trailer, Sandra's Pretty Girl. On the backstretch. And here comes the 1-9 chalk. Bad Girl Bridget and the Blue Knight. Jason Hughes to clear the lead. The tote board says it's over now. Second, that is Howmack Maleficent. Then in third, Elm Grove Treasure. The fourth one around the turn is Castaway Moon. 28 and 1 2-year-old filly pacers in the off-going on this Saturday afternoon here at Charlottetown. The series leader, Bad Girl Bridget, racing from second. That's Howmack Maleficent. Third up the rail, Elm Grove Treasure. Then fourth, Castaway Moon. Fifth is Howmack Charger. Pandemonic sixth. Fernhill Jazz seventh. And trailing the field, Sandra's Pretty Girl. 58 and 1 was the opening half mile. They're midway on the paddock turn for the second time. Arriving next at 5/8. 2-length leader, Bad Girl Bridget. Second is Howmack Maleficent. Howmack Charger coming on the outside third. Elm Grove Treasure at the rail fourth. Fifth on the outside. That's Pandemonic. On the cone 6 is Castaway Moon. 7th Fernhill Jazz. In the backfield, Sandra's Pretty Girl. 3/4 up in a 1. 28 and 2. They're on the turn for the final time. Shade more than an eighth to go. Bad Girl Bridget is open by 3. Howmack Maleficent is second. Howmack Charger in third. Elm Grove Treasure fourth. Deep in the stretch. Here is Bad Girl Bridget for the Blue Knight. Jason Hughes to extend their winning streak. Second, that is Howmack Maleficent. Howmack Charger held third in 1:58.2.
Here comes a slow-mo replay brought to you by Universal Media for the afternoon's third race. McRae's Backhoe and Trucking, Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 2-year-old fillies. Kurt, Bad Girl Bridget, it was over basically at the dry.
Yeah, absolutely. The Blue Knight sitting chilly down the lane here. Bad Girl Bridget. He's motionless in the bike. That's just a training trip for her. From post 6, taking her time getting to the front is Howmack Maleficent. Oh, my God. Trouble getting that one out. Tongue twister for Kenny Murphy. Got that night. It's 2-hole trip. 28 and 1 to the quarter. Up to the half, 58 and 1. Down to 3/4, 128 and 2. Bad Girl Bridget and Hughes home and cooled on the off track. 158 and 2. The 5, Howmack Maleficent. How's that, Rocky? We got it out that time. And the 4, Howmack Charger and Corey McPherson, who came first up. They raced well here, but faded to third. So it is a ice-cold Rocky Skirman Triactor here in race 3, 6-5-4 in the Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 2-year-old fillies.
It's also an ice cold Peter McPhee triactor in here, 654. So kudos to Peter as well. And we're going to see Bad Girl Bridgette in the winner's circle in a moment.
Here's one race announcer that's looking forward to this filly coming back as a 3-year-old. She's been magnificent in her freshman career. Bad Girl Bridgette in the winner's circle, facing filly Sheets 2 by Stonebridge Terror from the Badlands Hanover Dam. What a Bad Girl. Owned and trained by Bill Lanigan from Montague, bred by Blaine Sudbury. The Blue Knight, Jason Hughes, will guide her to another victory today of 158-2. Bad Girl Bridgette in the McRae's Baco and Trucking Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 2-year-old filly pacers with the trackside presentation.
This race replay is brought to you by All Star Cresting, specializing in embroidery, screen print, promotional products, and on-site cresting featuring the newest technology, and one of the largest embroidery and screen printing departments in Atlantic Canada. For all your clothing and merchandise needs, email sales@allstarcresting.ca. At All Star Cresting, we got you covered.
Now the official results from the third race. Fernhill Jazz 5th, Castaway Moon 6th, Elmgrove Treasure 4th, Halmack Charger 3rd, Halmack Maleficent was 2nd, Bad Girl Bridgette the race winner, Pandemonic finished 7th, Sandra's Pretty Girl was 8th, they went 28-1, 58-1, 128-2, and the time for the mile in 158-2. In review 5-6-4, 3-2-1, 7-8. Bad Girl Bridgette 210, the Exactor 380, Triactor 1060, and the Superfecta was 528.
The Atlantic Invitational Series concludes with the Premier's Cup Final tomorrow afternoon here at Red Shores, Charlottetown. The top 8-point earners in the series will compete for a purse of $50,000 tomorrow afternoon. So join us for the Premier's Cup Final as part of Breeders' Crown Weekend at Red Shores, and we'll give you the entries. It comes up in race 16 tomorrow afternoon. Post time is 5 o'clock for a purse of $50,000. And the field of 8 has Roll 'em on the Rail, Tony Too Tall from post 2, Roll with Hottie Toddy from post 3, Blood Money from post 4, B2B as post 5, Batter Up Hanover post 6, Twin B Tough Enough post 7, and Island Beach Boy rounds out this talented field of 8. Again, the Premier's Cup Final comes up tomorrow afternoon in race 16. Post time for that race is 5 p.m. for a purse of $50,000.
Today's fourth race, the Oliver and Sarah Polton Memorial, will be a trackside presentation. On parade, Jetster 1, owned and trained by Stanley Harper Jr. of Inverness, Nova Scotia. Ryan DeRoss drives. 2 Leavin' Bruises, owned by Basil Hunter and Douglas Molyneux of Stratford, trained by Jennifer Doyle, Damian McClellan. JK Express number 3, owned by James Perot of Stratford, trained by Jared Perot, driven by Mark Campbell. Owned by Giselle Bernard of Bethel and Laurie Hennessy of Charlottetown, trained by Gordy Hennessy, today driven by David Dowling, number 4. Check your source. Red, White, and Boots wears 5, owned by Philip Gregory and Tiffany Ball of Charlottetown. Tiffany trains, driven by Stephen Murphy. Winner Blast 6, owned by Danny Bird of Vernon Bridge, trained by Jennifer Doyle, Jason Hughes. 7 Sunseeker, owned by Kayla Gallant from Charlottetown, trained by Ron Matheson, Jules Burial. Little Tags is 8, owned by Little Tag Stable Group of St. Andrews, Nova Scotia. Adam Murner trains and drives. 3 minutes wagering time on race number 4. Rocky and Kurt have a look at the final standings in the Atlantic Invitational Series. These 8 horses go for a purse of $50,000 in the Premier's Cup Final tomorrow afternoon here in Charlottetown.
There is a look at the starters in the Atlantic Invitational Series tomorrow. Twin Be Tough Enough, Roll 'em, Roll with Hottie Toddy, Blood Money, Batter Up Hanover, B2B, Island Beach Boy, Tony Too Tall, and it comes up tomorrow afternoon, Atlantic Breeders' Crown Day, right here at Red Shore, Charlottetown.
Okay, race 4 starters are on track. Now winners 551 last 5. And Rocky, this is my grandparents' memorial race. This is Oliver and Sarah Polton Memorial. And you're on the 3 here. JK Express, now 9-year-old gelding by Western Paradise, owned by James Perot of Stratford. Jer Perot is the trainer. Mark Campbell gets along really well with this horse. He's really good on a helmet. If Mark can kind of trip him out, he can really pop off a helmet. So that's the way I see it setting up for him. I do like him for part of the ticket as well in here.
Yeah, JK Express, 9 years old now, but Western Paradise has 3 wins this season, 156 and 2 seasons best right here at Charlottetown, and he's dropping down in class a little bit from his last start, especially 561. He was in the 1051s before that, finished second, 3 back, paced a mile in 156-1. David Dowling was aboard, and as you mentioned, Kurt, he tripped this horse out, and he can fly down the stretch here. He's got some nice last quarters on his card. Post 3 today. Mark Campbell helps him a little bit as well, and he is 3-4.
Okay, there's Check Your Source. David Dowling getting the call here for trainer Gordy Hennessy. Adam Murner was in the seat last time out. They had that nice stalking trip, Rocky, and got up the pass lane for the victory. Closed it out 29-2. This one's owned by Giselle Bernard of Bethel and Laurie Hennessy of Charlottetown. A 4-time winner this year from 27 starts. You like him for the deuce.
I like this horse especially. Like, he's 4 wins this season, 158-2 right here in Charlottetown. As you mentioned, he won his last one in 159-1. Adam Murner was in the bike. Gordy Hennessy, the trainer. He was also winner 3 down for David Dowling in 158-4. And he up in class a little bit here. He's in the 5,000 claimer. He's in for 6 today. Check Your Source and David Dowling right now on the board at 3-2.
Little reminder to owners in the consolation finals today, there is a starting fee. Starting fee required for all entries in the consolation finals today here in Charlottetown, payable at the race office.
Okay, there's the 8 Little Tags. This is an 8-year-old gelding by Better Than Cheddar. Little Tag Stable Group of St. Andrews, Nova Scotia is the owner. Adam Murner, the trainer and driver. If you look down this one's lines, Little Tag's been drawing the outside. Rocky had the rail last week, got away really well in the 2-hole, and almost got the job done.
And that's why I put him in there for 3rd. It's the post position, because the last one, as you mentioned, 2nd, just beat half a length, 157-3. He's looking for his first win of the season here. 8-year-old by Better Than Cheddar, Little Tags, and Adam Murner in the bike. Gerard Smith top picking here at 5-2 in the early morning line. Right now, 11-1. Jetster's got a great spot to work from today as well. Ryan Darash in the seat off the rail today. We'll see how they can do as the race number 4. Kurt, your grandparents' pace. Oliver and Sarah Polton Memorial. They're lining up in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate up to Vance.
Jetster, Leaving Bruises, JK Express, Check Your Source, Red, White, and Boots, Winter Blast, Sunseeker, and Little Tags. Top of the stretch. Post time. The rough and pacing JK Express, Jetster leaving to their outside. Check Your Source 3rd. 4th one as they make the turn on a route to the 8th fold is Leaving Bruises. They're 3 wide in the early going. Up 5th on the outside is Winter Blast. Red, White, and Boots got away 6th. Sunseeker 7th. Little Tags the trailer on the back stretch. And that is JK Express to take over the lead for Mark Campbell. 2nd is the long shot Jetster. Racing from 3rd is Check Your Source. 4th on the cones is Leaving Bruises. Winter Blast 5th with Red, White, and Boots 6th. 7th, that's Sunseeker, and the trailer, that is Little Tags. And wow, what a track maintenance crew we've got in Charlottetown. Boom! Just like that, 27-3's incredible opening quarter. JK Express will get them halfway home. 2nd, that is Jetster. Here comes Winter Blast. Up from the outside to take over 3rd. 4th at the rail, that is Check Your Source. Sunseeker advancing 5th. 57 seconds flat for an opening half mile. Racing from 6 on the cones is Leaving Bruises. Little Tags outside 7th. And up the rail, Red, White, and Boots is 8th. Up the backstretch they go. 3/4 coming next. And that's JK Express, the leader. Winter Blast will grind away first over. 3rd at the rail, Jetster. On the inside and nowhere to go. 4th is Check Your Source. In between horses, Sunseeker 5th. Little Tags is out there 3 wide 6. Leaving Leaving Bruises 7th, and Red, White, and Boots. Now the trailer 1:27-2 was 3/4, and they're homeward bound. JK Express the leader. Jetster looking for a big-time upset. Here's Check Your Source up the inside. On the wire, it's Check Your Source for David Dowling. Second, that's Jetster. JK Express held third in 1:58 flat.
Okay, Rock, your top choice here as we get a look at the Universum Media Slow-Mo JK Express. Put on the front end here. I didn't like that kind of trip for him. He's not really good on the front end. He likes to trip out off a helmet. Mark down at this class, so from the inside draw, I know what he was thinking, dropping down in class, put him on the front end. But big opening quarter, 27-3, took a sting out of him.
Yeah, 57 to the half with Winter Blast coming first over. At the 7/8, as Scott pointed out to me, I said, Check Your Source going to get it all here. And he did. David Dowling in the bike gets the win with Jetster in there for second. I mentioned him just at the top of the race here before it started. In for third. It's close in a photo, but it is now posted. JK Express gets in there for third, so it's 4-1-3. Unofficially in the fourth, the Oliver and Sarah Poulton Memorial. We're going to see Check Your Source and David Dowling in the winner's circle next.
Check Your Source arrives at the fourth race winner's circle by pacing gelding 5 by Source of Pride from the Western Hanover Dam internal check, owned by Giselle Bernard of Bethel and Lori Hennessy of Charlottetown, bred by Jamie Wellen of Vernon Bridge, trained by Gordy Hennessy and driven to victory by David Dowling. The mile in 1:58. Check Your Source in the fourth down at trackside. The Oliver and Sarah Poulton Memorial Cooler presentation, and that Poulton name, a legendary name in PEI harness racing. Check Your Source and Dowling in 1:58.
This race replay is brought to you by Symes Horse Transport. Based in Nova Scotia and with over 20 years of experience, Chucky Symes would welcome the opportunity to transport your horses when you need them moved. Operating 2 rigs, Symes Horse Transport offers safe, feasible, and timely trucking in Canada and the U.S. Symes Horse Transport is a commercially covered horse carrier. They also buy and sell horses. To book a stall and to get a quote, call or text 902-664-7086 or email st.symes@gmail.com. Good luck racing.
Now the official results from the fourth race: Jetster second, Leaving Bruises fifth, JK Express third, Check Your Source the race winner. Red, White, and Boots was eighth, Winter Blast finished seventh, Sun Seeker was sixth, Little Tags finished fourth, fractions went 27-3, 57, 127-2, and the mile in 1:58. From the top, your program reads 253-187-64. Check Your Source at $6 to win. Exactor $180.50. The Triactor at $676.20. And there will be a superfecta carryover.
Don't forget to stop by the Memory Lane display this afternoon. They're in the 1888 Lounge. Great memories and photos and write-ups to look at in there this afternoon. It's Paul Murphy, Jerry McCabe, and Dr. Don Ling. Get in there. I was in before the races started. I might take another walk in after the races. It's the Memory Lane display set up this afternoon in the 1888 Lounge. Welcome back to Race Day Live here at Red Shore, Charlottetown. Let's talk about the 2024 Atlantic Sire Stakes. And thank you to McRae's Backhoe and Trucking. They're the title sponsor of the 2024 Atlantic Sire Stakes. You can catch all the action of the 2- and 3-year-old colts and fillies across maritime tracks. For race dates, updated point standings, and more, visit AtlanticSireStakes.ca. And we'll slide the selections into the screen. We see Jason Hughes in the paddock there in the paddock cam for the upcoming 5th race. It is the Super High Five, and Vance and I and Kurt will be along with our Super High Five selections with the Vance Cam presented by Results Advertising and Marketing. Kurt, we're on board for the same top 4 in this one.
Yeah, we're at 4-3-5 for the try, and post-time picks 4-3-2, classifier's choice 4-7-3. Just a reminder that the one DJ Mustang scratched out of this one. The 5th race is the Atlantic Classic Sale Pace, 5-year-old younger winners of 3, not more than 5 races life. We have exactor tractor wagering, and we have the Super High 5 in this race, and we'll be back after the parade for the Vance Cam and our Super High 5 tickets.
Fifth race sponsored by the Atlantic Classic Sale with a trackside presentation to the winner. They're on parade. 1 DJ Mustang is scratched, 2 Freight Air. On by Alex McPhee of Clyde River. Now trained by Neil Bambrick, Brody McPhee drives. 2 is Shane's Dream, owned by Blair and Carl Hansen, Isaac Skierman and Shane Essam. Adam Werner trains and drives. 4, Well Said Celeb, owned by Blair and Carl Hansen, Isaac Skierman and Shane Essen, trained by Adam Werner. Corey McPherson catch drives. 5 Marley's Boys, owned by Wade Piccone of Stanchel, trained by Earl Watts, Jules Burial. Proud of You Today, 6, owned by Douglas and David Neal, Keith Ford and Ben Matheson. Keith trains and drives. Number 7 is Judicial, owned by Morris McCabe, Wayne McPherson, Angus Bird, and Harold Shepard, trained by Harold Shepard, driven by Stephen Shepard. Number 8 is Sinbuster 6, owned by Ronnie McLean of Argyle Shore, trained by Blaine McKenna, Jason Hughes. Down to 3 minutes wagering time on race number 5. And gentlemen, we're all coming up with our selections in race number 5, the first of 2 super high fives, and we thank Results Marketing and Advertising and their presentation of the Vance Cam. In the 5th, I like the 4 Well Said Celeb and catch driver Corey McPherson. Maybe to go all the way. He's right now the choice of the tote board at 3 to 5. I'll use number 5, Marley's Boy, for second. Back-to-back burial drives. I'm on the 3, Shane's Dream, for third. He'll have to behave himself. I like number 7, Judicial, for fourth, and my super high 5, I close it out with 2, Frayed Air. It's 4, 5, 3, 7, 2, and Mr. Hughes, I might add that we're in a tough league when we're handicapping with Rocky Skirman. On the last day at Summerside, a fan came from out of the blue, asked Mr. Skirman if he was Rocky Skirman. Mr. Skirman replied, yes, I am. He said, you're the best handicapper I've ever seen, so we're in big-time trouble.
We are, Vance, and you know what? So far today, he's already nailed 2 ice-cold tries.
And if you were there, Vance, so if I just would have told you, you might not have believed it, but you were right there, so that was good.
Absolutely, Rocky. I can confirm it.
Yeah, and so, Vance, for these selections, I'm pretty much matching your strides. I like a 4, 3, 5, 7, 2. There's no really sense of me talking about my picks. We might as well just send it over to Rocky for his, and everybody follow along Rocky here.
Well, I'm going 4, 3, 5, 7, and I put the 6 in there for round out my high 5. That's Proud of You Today with Bim Ford in the bike. A nice second place finish in the last one, 156 and 4 for Mark Campbell. Also shows a trip with 156 and 4 with Bim Ford in the bike. So I'm going 4, 3, 5, 7, 6. Kurt and Vance both at 4, 3, 5, 7, 2. Get in on the super high 5.
Oh, Vance is at 4, 5, 3, 7, 2. A little different from my selections. He's pretty close,
a little different. I did write that down right. So, yeah, a little different. But Scott's got it wrong on the screen there. But that's okay. He's blaming somebody else. But anyway, get in on the super high 5. The afternoon's fifth race, Atlantic Classic Sale, scratched down to a field of 8, heading to the Metro Home Building Center starting gate. Vance Cameron, take it away.
Freight Air, Shane's Dream, Well Said Celeb, Marley's Boy, Proud of You Today, Judicial, Sinbuster 6, now at the top of the stretch. Approaching a start. The rough and pacing, Well Said Celeb, the first one out. Freight Air is second. Third to the turn, Shane's Dream. From the outside, Proud of You Today, fourth. Then fifth as they make their way to the 8th pole. That is Marley's Boy. To get away 6, Judicial. And the early trailer, Sinbuster 6. Up the backstretch they go, now led by Well Said Celeb. For Corey McPherson, set up for the 2-hole ride. Freight Air dropping in to be third. That is Proud of You Today. Fourth at the rail, Shane's Dream. Marley's Boy has fifth. Then Judicial. And the trailer, Sinbuster 6. 28 and 1 was the front quarter. Over to the 3/8 pole, the leader, Well Said Celeb. In at the rail, that's Freight Air racing second. Third, Proud of You Today, the backfield in motion now fourth. Moving up from the outside, Marley's Boy picks up fourth. Fifth is Shane's Dream. On the outside, Judicial underway. And on the outside, the trailer, Sinbuster 6. Halfway home in the super high 5. Well Said Celeb in 57 and 3. From the outside, to race second, that's Marley's Boy. At the rail, third is Freight Air. Fourth, that's Proud of You Today. Judicial on the outside, fifth. Then it's Shane's Dream 6. Sinbuster 6 on the outside, 7th. 3/4 up next. Well Said Celeb, the leader. Marley's Boy on the outside, out his wheel. Right there, third. That's Freight Air. Coming up fourth on the outside, Judicial. 3/4 stripped into 1. 26 and 4 as they move towards the 7/8. Well Said Celeb. Clear by 2. Freight Air is second. Stalling third now. Marley's Boy. Proud of You Today. Shane's Dream found a way out. Coming late, but it's too late. His stablemate will get there. Well Said Celeb for Corey McPherson. Freight Air held second. Shane's Dream rallied up third in 1:56.3.
Here is the slow-mo replay brought to you by Universal Media for the afternoon's fifth race, Atlantic Classic Sale Pace. Well Said Celeb. I guess we all had him on top in here, Kurt.
Yeah, but that's about it, Rock. We didn't get the rest in behind, but we did have the winner.
Exactly. 28-1 to the quarter and gets the job done.
Yeah, front-end mission here by Corey McPherson. A few reminders down the stretch there, but he was good to get the job done here on the off-track. Half 57 and 3. 126 and 4, and they kick home in 29 and 4 on the off track to get the win in 156 and 3. Well Said Celeb and Corey McPherson win the fifth. In for second was the 2 Freight Air. I thought he raced really good, getting that 2-hole trip with Brody McPhee in the seat and shaking loose late in the mile with Shane's Dream. Adam Murner getting up for the show, though. Proud of You Today at a nice inside trip, getting there for fourth, and Judicial off that second over trip finishes fifth. So it's a 4, 2, 3, 6, 7 super high 5 unofficially here in the fifth.
Well Said Celeb in the fifth race winner's circle. Bay facing gelding 4 by Well Said from the Pro Bono Bestam. All-American Celeb owned by Blair and Carl Hansen, Isaac Skierman and Shane Essen. Bred by Hanover Shoe Farms of Pennsylvania. Trained by Adam Murner and driven to victory by Corey McPherson in 156 and 3. Well Said Celeb. At trackside, it's the Atlantic Classic Sale Cooler presentation with the sale held yesterday in Crapo, over $1.7 million in prize money. And when you throw in taxes, the sale topped over $2 million. It's Well Said Celeb and the Corey McPherson catch drive in 156 and 3.
And second call here now for 50-50. Heather's up here in the top of the park. Don't forget to get your 50-50. It is presented by the Prince Edward Island Standardbred Horse Owners Association.
This race replay is brought to you by Windermere Farms. Windermere Farms is excited to announce that Carouser will join their 2025 stallion lineup in Springvale, Prince Edward Island. With world champions on both sides of his pedigree, Carouser is a son of world champion Muscle Hill, while his dam is world champion Woodside Charm, who showed her half-mile prowess, winning in 1:53 and 4 over a half-mile track as a 2-year-old trotting filly. Carouser will join a star-studded lineup that includes Malicious, Keystone Velocity, Muscle Through It, Somewhere Fancy, and Source of Pride. Windermere Farms is unquestionably where Atlantic Canada's champion stallions call home.
Now the official results from race 5. DJ Mustang was scratched. Freight Air finished second. Shane's Dream third. Well Said Celeb, the race winner. Marley's Boy sixth. Proud of You Today fourth. Judicial finished fifth. Sinbuster 6 was seventh. They went 28 and 1, 57 and 3, 126 and 4, and the Mild in 156 and 3. In review, it's Scratch 2-3, 164, 5-7. Well Said Celeb paid $350. The Exactor $26.60, Triactor $65.60, Super High 5 returning $92.04. Ladies and gentlemen, the racing officials have upgraded the variant now to a 1-second variant. Track condition remains sloppy. Track conditions are sloppy with now a 1-second variant.
And just to note that the 50-50, $750 to the winner right now. Get in on that 50-50 presented by the Prince Edward Island Standardbred Horse Owners Association.
The 2024 Home Hardware Maritime Breeders' Stake will take place at Red Shores, Charlottetown. 2- and 3-year-old trotters will compete on Thursday, October 24th, followed by the doubleheader on Saturday, October 26th, for 2- and 3-year-old pacing colts and fillies. And thank you to sponsors Metro Home Building Center, High Tide Home Hardware Building Centers, and the Maritime Breeders Association.
And just a reminder, in the upcoming 6th race, number 5, Flamin' Freddy, will be driven by Corey McPherson. The 8, One Can Dan, is scratched. The 9 is also scratched. Move in the 10, Starships SLX, with David Dowling to score from post 8. 6th race comes up in 6 minutes. It is the McRae's Backhoe and Trucking Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 2-year-old colts. And there are the selections onto the screen now. I'm going with a 3-1-2, Kurt.
Yeah, I'm going with a 2-1-3. Post time picks, that's Peter McPhee. He likes a 3-2-1. Classifier's choice is also going with a 2-1-3 in this upcoming 6th race. The horses are moving in the paddock. Post parade is next.
Sixth race, the McRae's Backhoe and Trucking Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation 2-year-old colt pacers. Fill My Beer 1. Owned by Brady Doyle, Ryan McLeod, Keith McDonald, and Brent Campbell. Trained by Landon Campbell, Mark Campbell drives. 2, Prince Malicious, owned by Donald McRae of Vernon Bridge, trained by Ashley Gamester, Jason Hughes. Number 3 is Dilicious, owned by Daryl and Gordon McLean, Stephen Downey, and Wade Piccone. Daryl McLean is the trainer and driven by Gilles Barrio. Roland Reed, number 4, owned by Ian Tate of St. Andrews, Nova Scotia, and George Riley of Summerside. Claire McDonald trains and drives. Flamin' Freddy is 5, owned by Renison Racing, and Nicholas Fleming of Nova Scotia, trained by George Renison. Note the driver change to Corey McPherson. 6 is Moonfall, owned by Hal Smith of Pownell and Ian Smith of Stratford, trained by Tommy Weatherby, Brody McPhee up. 7, Abiding Art, owned by Jack and Brendan Melanson of Stanley Bridge. Kenny Arsenault trains and drives. 8 and 9 are scratched. Number 10 is Starship SLX, moving into post 8. Owned by Claude Poirier, trained by Earl Watson, driven by David Dowling. 3 minutes wagering time in race number 6. Thank you to Berkey by the Bay Stables, title sponsor of the Island Oceans Trot Final, taking place tomorrow afternoon here at Redshores, Charlottetown.
Okay, McRae's Backhoe and Trucking Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 2-year-old colts. It's your second choice in here, Rocky. Fill My Beer, 2-year-old colt by Shanghai Phil. Nice trip last time out, 57-1.
Yeah, Shanghai, or Fill My Beer is a 2-year-old brown colt by Shanghai Phil for Brady Doyle, Ryan McLeod, Kent McDonald, and Brett Campbell. Landon Campbell, the trainer. Mark Campbell in the bike. He's got the rail today. Joe Bryan Gold in the last one on the 5th of October. Finished 5th. Scored on the rail. 157-1 with a closing quarter at 28-3. 3 wins from just 7 lifetime starts. Over $23,000 in the bank. He's on the rail today. Fill My Beer and Mark Campbell, my second choice, as Dilicious went off the track for equipment adjustment. Fill My Beer on the rail with Campbell, 2-1.
Okay, Rocky, here's your top choice in here. This is Dilicious, 2-year-old colt by Malicious. Daryl and Gord McLean share ownership with Stephen Downey and Wade Piccone. Daryl, the trainer, the Maritime Magic Man in the seat. This one's showing some really good gate speed, but last time out from post 7 in that Joe Bryan Gold, took a bite out of him earlier there, getting to the front, and he faded there late in the mile, but pretty nice trips prior to that.
Yeah, and he's got the 3-hole today. Post 7 last time, as you mentioned, Kurt, stung to that quarter in 28-3. And, you know, he finished 5th, paced a mile in 158-2. The start before that, A Stake at Summerside Atlantic Sires. Post 2, finished second, just beat a length, 157 flat. Jill Berry in the bike for both of those. I see this horse pointed forward today. I think he's on the front for the whole mile. He's got 2 wins from 9 lifetime tries. Almost $17,000 in the bank, and he's looking good there today. It's Dilicious with Jill Berrio, 5-2. And just to note, the McLean family are honored tonight at the Atlantic Breeders' Crown Banquet. Takes place here tonight, so congratulations to the McLean family being honored here tonight.
Okay, here's the 2 Prince Malicious. This is a really good-looking son by Malicious. Jason Hughes driving for trainer Ashley Gamester and owner Donnie McRae of Vernon Bridge. This one had post 7 last time. This is my top play in here. I think this colt can get the win. A one-time winner from 9 starts, coming off a nice closing quarter, 28-1 last time at Rock.
Yeah, and he had post 7. He's got a great spot to work from today, Kurt. You could be right with your top selection here. 2-year-old by Malicious for Donald McRae, who is the sponsor of these Atlantic Sire Stakes here. And last time out, finished 4th by 3, 157-1, 28-1 on the end of it. Has a win right here. Took a maiden record, 156-4 right here at Charlottetown. So Prince Malicious from post 2 with Jason Hughes. They're the current choice on the board right now at 1-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the 8th race this afternoon, we have a late scratch. Number 7, Catch a Few Rays, will not go. In the 8th race, scratch number 7, Catch a Few Rays, refunds available.
So the afternoon 6th race is the McRae Backhoe and Trucking Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 2-year-old colts, $7,500 on the line. They're lining up in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate. Vance Cameron, up to you for the call.
Fill My Beer, Prince Malicious, Dilicious, Roland Reed, Flamin' Freddy, Moonfall, Abiding Art, Starship SLX, top of the stretch. Here they come. The Rough and Racing 2. Prince Malicious was on the run there at the start. Into the turn they go, and up the rail, Fill My Beer will lead it. Dilicious goes second, third in between the horses. Moonfall out there on the outside. Abiding Art is coming. Back into 5th, that is Prince Malicious. 6th is Flaming Freddy. Roland Reed 7th, and the Triller as they race the backstretch going to the opening quarter. That is Flaming Freddy. Up front on the lead, Abiding Art made the front for Kenny Arsenault. Banco had long, and I mean long odds, but here comes Campbell and Fill My Beer back to lead it. Second, Abiding Art. Now Prince Malicious on the move in the outside third. Dilicious is fourth. Then in fifth, that's Moonfall. Racing from 6 off the turn they come. Towards the half mile is Starship SLX. Then seventh, Roland Reed, and the Triller is Flamin' Freddy. They're halfway home and up the rail. Fill My Beer, the leader. To his outside, Prince Malicious, the challenger. Abiding Art is third. Coming up fourth on the outside is Moonfall. Racing fifth, Dilicious. Starship SLX on the outside is sixth. Moving up seventh is Flaming Freddy, and trailing the field, Roland Reed. They went 29-3 to open it up. The half mile, 58 and 4 3/4 coming next. On the rail, Fill My Beer, the leader. From the outside, the favorite is Prince Malicious. Third up the rail, Abiding Art. Moonfall is there on the outside fourth. Dilicious has nowhere to go. From the outside, it's Starship SLX. 3/4 in 1:28-3, and they're homeward bound. Fill My Beer trying to see it home. Abiding Art at the rail. Prince Malicious on the outside. Dilicious coming through at the rail. Fill My Beer and Mark Campbell. Dilicious up the inside may have been second with Prince Malicious in 1:58 flat.
Okay, we're going to get a look at the Universal Media slow-mo for today's sixth race. Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 2-year-old colts. Fill My Beer used the rail to his advantage today, Rocky. A little give and go early with Kenny Arsenault and Abiding Art, and then right down the road.
29-3, 58-4, 128-3. Dilicious had nowhere to go up the backstretch. He looked like Jill had a ton of horse. And when he finally got through at the rail here in the passing lane, he gets up for second. Nice mile for him. And Prince Malicious, little rough gated at the start, recovered to get third in this one. So it is 1-3-2 unofficially in the Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 2-year-old colts, sponsored by McRae's Backhoe and Trucking. We're going to see Fill My Beer and Mark Campbell doubles up today. They're going to the winner's circle in a moment.
Fill My Beer going to the sixth race winner's circle, pacing Brown Colt 2 by Shanghai Phil from the Ponderosa Dam Hazel, owned by Brady Doyle, Ryan McLeod, Kent McDonald, and Brent Campbell. Bred by Berkey by the Bay Stables, trained by Landon Campbell, and Mark Campbell has his second winner today for the double, the mile of 1:58 flat. That's a new pacing record. Fill My Beer in the McRae's Backhoe and Trucking Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 2-year-old colt pacers with the winner's circle presentation.
This race replay is brought to you by the new 1888 Lounge at Red Shores. The 1888 Lounge is perfect for your corporate meetings, parties, or presentations. Contact Rebecca in our Sales and Events Division for more information on the new 1888 Lounge upper level at Red Shores.
Now the official results in the sixth: Fill My Beer, the winner. Prince Malicious third. Dilicious finished second. Roland Reed was eighth. Flamin' Freddy seventh. Moonfall fourth. Abiding Heart was fifth. One Can Dan was scratched. Father UED was scratched. Starship SLX finished sixth. Fractions of 29 and 3. 58 and 4. 128 and 3. And the mile in 158. In review, 132, 874, 5 scratch 6. Fill My Beer, 680 to win. The exactor was 2510, triactor 3350, and the superfecta 1966.
Red Shores is pleased to offer the second chance draw for $500. Just sign the back of your tickets, if you're on cash tickets, when playing Summerside on Tuesdays for a chance to win $500. The draw will be November the 19th. This is an on-track promotion exclusive to Summerside on-track players only. Live racing at Red Shores Summerside Tuesdays until November the 19th. Post times are at 6 o'clock. And we slide the selections into the screen for the upcoming 7th race. Note there's no show wagering in here. Field of 5. It is the Atlantic Vet College pace. I'm going 5-4-1. Kurt?
I'm going 5-2-1. Post time picks. That's Peter McPhee going 5-2-4. Classifier's choice is at 5-4-2. We're all on board. Shake and Blake and Dowling here in the Atlantic Vet College pace in the 7th. The horses will be out onto the track momentarily.
And just to note, it is the last call for 50-50. Heather is up here right now in the top of the park. Last call, 50-50. It is presented by the Prince Edward Island Standardbred Horse Owners Association. And there is a look at that place photo from the sixth race this afternoon. You see Dilicious getting a neck over Prince Malicious in the afternoon 6th race. Great photo by the Atlantic Provinces Harness Racing Commission.
Seventh race post parade, it's the Atlantic Vet College Pace Rock and Roll K's number 1. Owned by Eric Taylor and Luke Mutch of Vernon Bridge. Trained by Jennifer Doyle. Jason Hughes drives. Woodmere Roll Lily number 2, owned by Marcia Knox of Stanhope and Corey Livingston of Village Green, trained by Adam Murner. Today, Corey McPherson. JM Sports Fan 3, owned by Angus Burt, Morris McCabe, Wayne McPherson, and Harold Shepard. Harold does the training, driven by Stephen Shepard. Ms. Moise number 4, owned by Olivia May, Quade Hatley, and Andrew Cameron of Charlottetown. Adam Murner trains and drives. 5 is Shaken Blake, owned by Danny Bird of Vernon Bridge, trained by Jennifer Doyle, David Dowling. 4 minutes wagering time in race number 7. Back to Rocky and Kurt with the race day recap presented by Metro Home Building Center.
That's right, Vance. Let's take a look at that race day recap presented by Metro Home Building Center. And in today's first race, it was the U8 Dolly Retirement Pace, and it was a big win for the 8 I'll Tell Mima. Dropped down to the bottom class last time out, finished third today, makes no mistakes. Brett LeBlanc drove this mare perfectly today, and she gets the win from post 8 on the front, on the off track, and 201 and 4 on the 814 try, paid $30.60.
In the afternoon, second race, Prince Edward Island Harness Racing Industry Association Pace. Fern Heel Gusto gets to the front, and he doesn't look back here this afternoon. 28-1, 57-4, 127. He's a winner today in 157-2 with the bridle change. In for second, Brookdale Ollie. For third is Hippie John. The triactor 4-3-2 in the afternoon's second race returned $82.90.
And then race 3 today was the McRae's Backhoe and Trucking Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 2-year-old Payson fillies. And no surprise here, Bad Girl Bridget with her winning streak on the line. She had a 5-race winning streak coming into today. Jason Hughes put her on the front through fractions of 58-1, time of the mile 158-2, as she picks up her 6th career win in the Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation. It was a big trip from Bad Girl Bridget in race number 3. In the 6.54 try, paid $10.60.
In the afternoon's fourth race, it was the Oliver and Sarah Polton Memorial, and we saw Check Your Source get into the passing lane late here, and he gets up to win for the 5th time this season, 11th career, in 158 flat for David Dowling. In for second was Jetster at long odds, JK Express in there for third, so the 4-1-3 triactor returning $676.20.
Then race 5, it was the Atlantic Classic Sale Pace, and Well Said Celeb and Corey McPherson put on the point, making every call a winning one here. 28-1 half, 57-3, 126-4. They stopped the clock in 156-3. Well Said Celeb wins the 5th, and the 4-2-3-6-7 Super High 5 returned 92-04.
In the afternoon, 6th race, McRae's Backhoe and Trucking Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 2-year-old colts for $7,500. Fill My Beer on top and pacing away here in 158 flat. In for second, that is Dilicious, got in late there for second over Prince Malicious. The 1-3-2 triactor in the afternoon 6th race returned $33.50. And that is the race day recap presented by Metro Home Building Center. Out to the track now for the afternoon 7th race. Atlantic Vet College Pace, purse $33,100. Note there's no show wagering in here. A field of 5, and there is the 5. Shaken Blake, 4-year-old bay mare by He's Watching for Danny Bird of Vernon Bridge. Leading trainer Jennifer Doyle, the trainer, and David Dowling in the bike here today, Kurt.
Yeah, she's 4 wins in a second coming into this race. Race really good last week on the front end for Hughes. Just got collared by Maggie's Delight at the wire, showing trips in 55 and change, 54 and 1 4 starts back for Campbell. So in this compact field of 5, I think Shaken Blake's going to be put on the front here again, especially with her stablemate there leaving on the rail for Hughes. I think they'll sit 1-2 in here. Shaken Blake, my top play at 1-9. Race 7 is the Atlantic Vet College Pace, and those starters are lining up in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate. The rain has fallen, Vance. It's track crew's been done a great job so far, and the rain they're going to deal with in this one.
Yeah, a little more added slop, I believe, to the top of it here in race number 7, Kurt. They're lined up. Rock and Roll K's, Woodmere Roll Lily, JM Sports Fan, Ms. Moy, Shaken Blake, good group of mares. 7th race, post time. Rough and pacing, Ms. Moyce leaves out. Rock and Roll K's on the rail. And the third one into the turn, Woodmere Roll Lily. To get away 4th is JM Sports Fan. The early trailer is the heavy favorite, Shaken Blake. Oh, a little to it and added and to it on the front end here. And it's a good old-fashioned brouhaha in the rain at Charlottetown. Here's Miss Moyce driving up to clear the lead from Murner. Taking them on in the early going, Rock and Roll Case 28 seconds flat the quarter. Racing from 3rd is Woodmere Roll Lily. 4th and going to the outside is JM Sports Fan. Trailing the field, Shaken Blake 5th. Down the stretch they come, led by Ms. Moyce. 2nd, that is Rock and Roll K's. JM Sports Fan comes first up 3rd. 4th and the 2nd over on the outside 4th. That is Shaken Blake. And up the rail now the trailer. That is Woodmere Roll Lily. The opening half mile in 58 until they round the paddock turn, arriving next at the 5/8. Ms. Moyce the leader. On the outside 2nd, that's JM Sports Fan. 3rd up the rail, Rock and Roll K. Shaken Blake on the outside 4th. Woodmere Roll Lily the trailer, but she's not out of it. All 5 still have a shot at the winner's circle, arriving at 3/4, Ms. Moyce the leader. 3 wide and coming now, Shaken Blake. 3rd up the rail, Rock and Roll K's. The 3/4 in 1:29 flat, down to an 1/8 of a mile to go. And on the outside, Shaken Blake has taken over. Ms. Moyce 2nd, Rock and Roll K's 3rd, Woodmere Roll Lily up the inside. Here's Shaken Blake for David Dowling. They're all alone on the line. Tight for the deuce. Woodmere Roll Lily up against Ms. Moyce. 1:57.4.
Here comes the slow-mo replay brought to you by Universal Media for the afternoon 7th race, Kurt. It was the Atlantic Vet College Pace. Ms. Moyce put on the point here. Shaken Blake, though, drives away from the field in the rain.
Yeah, Jason Hughes and Rock and Roll K's taking a little bite out of Miss Moyce early in this one as Miss Moyce got to the front. 28 half, 58 and 2, 129 and 3/4. Stablemate Shaken Blake setting it up 2nd over for Dowling. Tips 3 wide, and she is gone down the stretch for an easy win here. Her 5th win from her last 6 starts. Pretty incredible numbers she's been putting up over the last few weeks here in Charlottetown, and showing a little versatility in her game today with that off-the-pace score and 1:57.4 as the rain falls here in Charlottetown. Woodmere Roll Lily and Corey McPherson closed up strong. They were last at the top of the stretch, and she scooted up the cones here for the deuce. So Woodmere Roll Lily raced well here for Corey McPherson. But Shaken Blake back to her winning ways here today in the Atlantic Bet College Pace.
Here comes Shakin' Blake to the 7th race winner's circle by pacing mare 4, but he's watching from the Mach 3 dam, St. Lad's Peeper, owned by Danny Bird of Vernon Bridge, bred by Richard Sullivan of Greeley, Ontario. Trained by Jennifer Doyle, and David Dowling picks up the winning drive in 157-4. Shakin' Blake in the 7th at trackside. The Atlantic Bet College has the cooler presentation. Here's the official results in the 7th race. Rock and Roll K's 5th. Woodmere Roll Lily 2nd. JM Sports Fan 4th. Ms. Moyes finished 3rd. Shakin' Blake, the race winner, fractions of 28, 58 and 2, 129, and the mile 157-4. In review, it's 5-2-4-3-1. Shakin' Blake 210. The Exactor 430, Triactor 960, Superfecta 260.
Don't forget to get your 50-50 draw tickets. Heather's up here right now in the top of the park. Probably last call for 50-50. And in the upcoming 8th race, it is the Vince Poulton Memorial. Number 3, Northern Belle, adds blinkers. Number 8, Woodmere Clara, goes from a 4-ring overcheck to a straight overcheck bet. 8th race in 9 minutes. Also, don't forget to stop by the Memory Lane display this afternoon in the 1888 Lounge. Some great stuff to look at in there. Photos, race write-ups, and everything else. Paul Murphy, Jerry McCabe, and Dr. Don Ling are in there. Don't forget to stop by the Memory Lane display this afternoon in the 1888 Lounge. Welcome back to Race Day Live here at Red Shore, Charlottetown on a Saturday afternoon. It is Consolation Day and it's getting wet out there, Kurt. It's, we're going to talk about the economic impact right now, and the harness racing industry on Prince Edward Island plays an important role in the economy of Prince Edward Island. Various jobs and positions are impacted by just one racehorse, including farmers, breeders, owners, many others who live and work in our province, and the industry remains strong and continues to support and grow the local economy. Look at that sale yesterday, over $2 million in sales yesterday at the Atlantic Classic sale. And we slide in the selections for the upcoming 8th race, Vince Poulton Memorial. I'm going 4, 5, 6, post-time picks and classifiers choices. They're on board with me with the 4. Kurt, you're going out there on the limb with the 6 in here.
Yeah, I think the 3-year-old filly by Articulator promised me later in for a price here today. Can get the win out of the David Dowling stable. I'm going 6-4-2. Again, Rocky Skirman going 4-5-6. Post time picks, that's Peter McPhee at 4-8-6, 4-2-6 for the classifiers choice. And late scratcher this afternoon, the 7, Catch a Few Rays, will not go. And this 8th race is the Vince Polton Memorial. Had a good, nice message from Darlene Hughes, Vince's sister, who is home. She's feeling under the weather here this afternoon, so Darlene can't make it out for her brother's memorial race. And Faye tuning in from Ontario. Shout out to you guys, as this is the Vince Polton Memorial here in Race 8.
Eighth race on the track for Post Parade. It's the Vincie Polton Memorial. We'll have a trackside presentation. Halligan Romance number 1. Corey McPherson trains and drives for owner Mark Ramsey, Middle Sackville, Nova Scotia. 2 Skipper Cross, owned by Tara Harper, Ryan Wilkie, and Stanley Harper Jr. Stanley does the training, driven by Ryan DeRoche. Number 3 Northern Belle, owned by Grace Story of Montague. Damian McClellan is the trainer driver. Number 4 is Royale's Alley, owned and trained by Ryan Doucette of South Rustico, Kenny Murphy. 5 is Sports Icon, owned by Colin Shepard of Brackley Beach and Morgan Shepard of Brackley. Morgan is the trainer, and Gilles Barrio gets the catch driving call. Promise Me Later, number 6, owned by Kingsley Walsh, Frank Balcom, and Sam Walsh. David Dowling trains and drives. Number 7 was a late scratch, and here's the 8, Woodmere Clara. Owned by Claire and Nellie McDonald and Ian Tate. Claire is the trainer driver. 2 minutes wagering time on race number 8. The Stephen and Joan McRae Memorial Open Mares Final is tomorrow afternoon here at Red Shores and is proudly presented by McRae's Backhoe and Trucking.
Eighth race starters are on track. Philly Mares now winners 801 last 5 starts. Rocky, this year top selection. We're zeroing in on the screen. Royaz Ali is a 4-year-old mare by Stonebridge Terror. Ryan Doucette from South Rustico is the owner, breeder, and trainer. She has 12 for 20 in the top 3 this year. Still looking for her first win.
And I think she's going to get that today, Kurt. Best spot to relieve from in the racetrack, or one of them anyway. Royaz Ali, 4-year-old bay mare by Stonebridge Terror. Ryan Doucette, he is the owner, the owner, the trainer, and the breeder. Nice second place finish in that $6,000 claimer last time out, October the 3rd, right here. Had the rail, finished second, beat 3, 156 and 2, 29 and 3 on the end of it. Shows some great closing quarters here. I think she gets the monkey off her back today. It's Royaz Ali with Kenny Murphy aboard at 4-5, your current choice on the board.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the 10th race this afternoon, we have a late driver change. Race 10, number 3, Shelley Spirit. The driver will be Paul Langell. Race 10, number 3, Shelley Spirit, will be driven by Paul Langell.
Okay, there's a look at the 5 sports icon. Morgan Shepherd, the trainer. Colin Shepherd and Morgan share ownership of this 9-year-old mare by Sports Writer. 6 last time out, a 6 by 15 and 59-1 at the 1,051 last 5 level. Dropping down a level here today, and Gilles Barrio picks up the catch drive, and that's the angle you're playing here, Rock.
Yes, it is. Sports Icon, 6th place in her last start from the rail, 159-1, September 26th here. 4 wins on the season, 159-3, season's best right here at Charlottetown. Sports Icon, post 5 today with Gilles Barrio, 7-2. So the afternoon's 8th race is scratched down to a field of 7. It is the Vince Poulton Memorial. Kurt, you and I raced a lot of horses against Vince Poulton. He was a great underrated driver, in my opinion, and we're going to remember him here this afternoon. The afternoon's 8th race. Vance, up to you for the call.
Harlequin Romance, Skip Across, Northern Belle, Royaz Ali. Sports Icon, Promise Me Later, Woodmere Clara, top of the stretch. All lined up and approaching a start. Time to remember Vincie. 8th race, post time. Up and pacing Northern Belle, the first one out at the rail. Harlequin Romance, 3rd one to the turn. Skip Across, a getaway 4th is Sports Icon. Racing from 5th is Woodmere Clara, then 6 is Royaz Ali, and the trailer, Promise Me Later, the quarter pole bound Northern Belle, has taken over the lead for Damian McClellan. On the outside, Sports Icon keeps coming 2nd, 3rd up the rail. That's Harlequin Romance, now Skip Across in 4th. That's Woodmere Clara 5th. In 6th is Royaz Ali. Trailing the field, Promise Me Later is 7:28. And 2 was the quarter on by the 3/8 pole, and that is Sports Icon, who made the lead for Barrio. Racing from 2nd, Northern Belle, Harlequin Romance 3rd, Skip Across 4th. Now the backfield in motion. Underway on the outside, 5th is Woodmere Clara. Following her on the outside, 6th, Royaz Ali, trailing 7th. Promise Me Later, 57. And 1 was the opening half mile. As they race around the paddock turn, they arrive at 5/8, led by Sports Icon. Racing from second, Northern Belle. First up, third, Woodmere Clara. Then fourth up the rail, Harlequin Romance. Moving up fifth from the outside. Between horses, Royale Ali. Promise Me Later, swinging three wide. On the outside now, seven, Skipper Cross. They arrived at three-quarters. Sports Icon in 1:28 flat. In between horses, Woodmere Clara, marching three wide. That's Promise Me Later, third. 1:28 was three-quarters. Headed on home now. Up the rail, Sports Icon. Up the inside, Royale's Alley. Way wide, Promise Me Later. Deep stretch. Now here's Dowling going back to back. Promise Me Later on the line. Woodmere Clara second. We'll need a show photo. 1:59 and a 1.
All right, we're going to get a look at the Universum Media slow-mo for today's eighth race. It was the Vince Polton Memorial and a nice off-the-pace score from the 3-year-old filly by Articulator, Promise Me Later, and Dowling. They get up for the win.
Yeah, barrier was right down the road today. 28-2, 57-1, 128 with Sports Icon. And all the momentum, as Kurt just mentioned here, was to Promise Me Later with David Dowling. She gets her third win of the year, fourth career in 1:59-1 over a track that's not nice out there, Kurt, with Woodmere Clara in there for second. Sports Icon hung on for third. Roy Azali up the inside for fourth. So unofficially 6-8-5-4. In the eighth race, we're going to see Promise Me Later and David Dowling. David triples up this afternoon in the mud. They're going to the winner's circle next.
Promise Me Later in the eighth race winner's circle. Bay pacing filly 3 by Articulator from the Western Ideal Dam. Promise Me Hanover. Home of Kingsley Walsh, Frank Balcom, and Sam Walsh, bred by Garth Cole. David Dowling training and driving. David has his third driving victory today. He'll triple up the mile in a 1:59-1. Promise Me Later. Down at trackside, the Vince Polton Memorial Cooler presentation. Vincey over his career, over 800 winners, just under 1,000 seconds, and 940 third place finishers, and just under $1 million in prize money. One of the great guys of the game, Vince Polton, with the Vince Polton Memorial trackside presentation on this wet Saturday afternoon in Charlottetown. Promise Me Later triples up David Dowling, 1:59-1. Now the official results in the eighth race: Harlequin Romance 6, Skipper Cross 5th. Northern Belle was 7th. Royals Alley 4th. Sports Icon 3rd. Promise Me Later the race winner. Catch a Few Rays was scratched. Woodmere Clara finished 2nd, fractions of 28 and 2, 57 and 1, 128, and the mile 159 and 1. In review, it's 657, 431, scratch 2. Promise Me Later paid 810 to win. The exactor was 57.60, triactor at 500, 310, and the superfecta at 105.24.
Rewards Club members at Red Shores, Charlottetown will have a chance to win extra cash from September 1st to November 17th. Members who insert their cards during the promotion period will earn ballots for a chance to win one of 10 weekly draws of $500 or the grand prize of $10,000. And Rocky, we're going to slide in the selections for the 9th race, the 8th race, the Vince Polton Memorial. And Vance Cameron was given his stats. I remember one great win he had. It was a catch drive aboard my father's Colt Rouge Baron in the Don McNeil Stake. Paul McDonald was his regular driver, and Paul couldn't make it for that race. So my father put Vince Polton up for the spin, and guess where he ended up?
In the winner's circle.
In the winner's circle at long odds. He paid $40.40 on the board, and Vince gave him a perfect drive to get up for the win in the Don McNeil. So you mentioned as they were going to the gate, he was a very underrated driver. He was he had a great set of hands, and he did a great job on and off the track with the horses, training and driving. I remember a nice horse he had back in the day, Pineway Cadet.
Absolutely. I remember Pineway
Desi
Cadet.
Rice, yeah.
I know that Kenny Arsenault used to use him quite a bit.
Yeah.
And, you know, whenever Kenny'd have two horses in the same race, he'd put Vincey on. And he more than once, he got to the winner's circle with some of Kenny Arsenault's horses. So
quite capable. Great set of hands.
Very capable.
Yeah. So there are the selections for the upcoming 9th race. McRae's Backhoe and Trucking Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 3-year-old fillies. I'm going with a 128. Rocky, you're going with 817. Post time picks. Peter McPhee, he's going with me in here. He likes 128. Classifier's choices at 187. The horses will be on the track momentarily for the 9th.
And And there's a look at that show photo from the afternoon's 8th race. You're seeing Sports Icon just nip out Royals Alley at the rail here. Great photo by the Atlantic Provinces Harness Racing Commission.
The afternoon's 9th race, McRae's Backhoe and Trucking Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 3-year-old Philly Pacers. Downtown tonight, number 1. Owned by Cam McPhee of Charlottetown and Gordon McPhee of Stratford. Trained by Tom Weatherby, Adam Werner drives. You Know Peach 2 is owned by Chris Kelly of Calgary, trained by Vaughn Doyle, Kenny Arsenal. 3, Plenty of Purple, owned by Reg McPherson of Stratford, trained by Kevin McLean, Kenny Murphy. Number 4, Lady Willa, is owned by Colin Shepard of Brackley Beach and Morgan Shepard of Brackley, trained by Morgan Shepard. Today, Jill Burial. 5 is Timberley Lady, owned by Timberley Standardbreds of Alberton. Jacob Sweet trains and drives. 6, Roll With It Darling, owned by Shirlene O'Brien of Campbellton, trained by Devin Wallace, Mark Campbell. 7 is First Philly Chip, owned by East Coast Captains of Cornwall, trained by Curry White. Corey McPherson drives. 8, Woodmere Delta, owned by Robert Samara, Frank Brundle, and Brad Samara, trained by Jeff Holmes, driven by David Dowling. Final call for wagering here on the 9th race. Prince Edward Island and Red Shores, proud to host the Atlantic Breeders' Crown, part of this Thanksgiving weekend.
The 2024 Atlantic Breeders' Crown is set for Thanksgiving weekend at Red Shores Racetrack and Casino in Charlottetown. The Weekend of Champions starts with the Atlantic Classic Sale on Friday, October 11th at the Crapo Exhibition Grounds. Saturday features a top-notch card of racing and the Atlantic Breeders' Crown Awards Banquet and Gala in the top of the park. Join us Sunday for a special presentation of the Joe Smallwood Memorial Award before the best colts and fillies compete for championship honors.
They land on the wire, and Irish Way from Mark Campbell captures the Atlantic Breeders' Crown Final. Next in line, what a day for the Quins! A pair of Breeders' Crown while on the line.
It all comes down to the Breeders' Crown. For a complete list of events, accommodations, and sponsors, visit Redshores.ca.
Time to get your 50-50 draw tickets out for $1,110. The 50-50 winning number this afternoon is E1640886. For $1,110, this afternoon's 50-50 winning number is E1640886. Good luck. Let's head out to the track for the afternoon's 9th race. McRae's Backhoe and Trucking Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation. 3-year-old fillies. Kurt, there's your top pick, the 1. Downtown tonight, 3-year-old Bay filly by Shanghai Phil for Cam McPhee of Charlottetown, Gordon McPhee of Stratford, Tommy Weatherby trains, Adam Murner in the bike, 5 wins on the season.
Yeah, she seems to be getting better and better each and every week. Big, good-looking, strong filly, and she has a pole position here today. So she had the pole position 2 starts back in an overnight and went wire-to-wire on top. 55-2. That is her record. I thought she raced well in that Lady Slipper Gold last time out from post 5, getting to the front, finishing second to Woodmere Delta, who was just great on that day in Summerside. This filly had a nice winning streak prior to that race. So from the rail here tonight, got the inside advantage on some of the other fillies in here. So the main contenders. So I think Murner and Downtown tonight can get the job done from post 1 at even money.
And there's a look at the 2, You Know Peach. 3-year-old Bay filly by Malicious for Chris Kelly of Calgary, Alberta. Von Doyle is the trainer with Kenny Arsenault, the talented veteran or winner of over 3,000 races. He's in the bike here this afternoon, Kurt. In Summerside in the last start, Kenny stacked them up big time to that quarter in 28 seconds flat and got a nice deuce in that one.
Yeah, I think he's going to get a perfect pocket ride here from post 2. I think Downtown tonight is going to cut the mile. I think You Know Peach should get a good trip. Kenny Arsenault on board here from post 2, get that nice 2-hole ride. They finished a really good second last time out in Summerside from the rail, 57-4. So with the inside post again here today, I think they're going to be really close for owner Chris Kelly from Calgary, Alberta. You Know Peach currently a long odds, 15-1.
And there is my top pick in here. That's the 8 Woodmere Delta. David Dowling driving for Robert Samara and Frank Brundle and Brad Samara. Nice effort in her last one, Kurt.
Yeah, getting the job done from nice first overbid there, getting the front in 156, closing quarter 28-4. Woodmere Delta comes from a nice family. Outside of the gate here today at 8-5. Going to have a tough trip. David Dowling will have to work out maybe a second oversteer here, but she will be tough to beat as the fillies begin to move up in behind the Metro. Home Building Center starting gate is the McRae's Backhoe and Trucking Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 3-year-old fillies. Up to Vance Cameron for the call.
Downtown tonight, You Know Peach, plenty of purple. Lady Willa Timberly, Lady Roll with a Darling First Filly Chip, Woodmere Delta. And Connor Gallant's joining us today, and it's his 22nd birthday, so happy birthday to Connor Gallant. 9th race. Up and pacing up the rail downtown tonight is the first one out. You Know Peach is second, coming from the outside. That is Roll with it, Darling. They're stacked up 3 wide at the 8th pole. To get away 4th is Lady Willa. Racing from 5th is plenty of purple. 6th from the outside as they race the backstretch. Then in 7th, that is First Filly Chip, and Woodmere Delta on the outside is underway. They're on by the opening quarter. Roll with it, Darling made the lead. It's short-lived. Here is Downtown tonight. tonight. Back to the point for Murner. 28-3 opened it up. And on the outside, Woodmere Delta. She's coming on now to challenge the leader. Parked out on by the 3/8 pole. Here is Woodmere Delta to take over for Dowling. Downtown tonight is second. Roll with it. Dowling third. Fourth on the outside. That is Lady Willa. Racing from fifth. You and No Peach. Then sixth is Plenty of Purple. Moving up seventh. That's First Philly Chip. And now the trailer Timberly Lady. They were 57-4 over to the opening half mile. 3/8 of a mile left to go. Woodmere Delta the leader. Downtown tonight is second. Coming up third on the outside is Lady Willa. On the rail roll with a Darling fourth. On the outside, First Philly Chip now fifth with Plenty of Purple sixth. You Know Peach. And on the outside, Timberly Lady, the 3/4 in 1. 27-4 as they round the turn for the final time now. Down to an 1/8 of a mile to go. A 2-length lead for Woodmere Delta turning home. Second at the rail Downtown tonight. Roll with it, Darling on the outside third. On the wire, here's David Dowling and the Grand Slam. It's Woodmere Delta to win. Downtown tonight was second. Roll with it, Darling is third in 1:56.4.
Here is the slow-mo replay for the afternoon's ninth race. Woodmere Delta, what a trip today, Kurt.
Yeah, Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation 3-year-old fillies. I thought the 8-hole may be too tough for her here today to get the win, but Dowling, he drove her perfectly here, put her in motion early, getting up to the lead around the 3/8 pole as Downtown tonight played a little give and go early with Roll with it, Darling. Downtown tonight takes that pocket ride behind Woodmere Delta, half 57-4, 127-4. Kick home and 29 flat for a nice win on the off track. The free-legged filly gets it done from post 8 at 156-4 in the Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 3-year-old fillies. They'll be in the winner's circle next.
Here comes Woodmere Delta to the ninth race winner's circle. Bay facing Philly 3 by Roll with it, Harry. Off the Western Ideal Dam, Very Ideal Hanover. Over Robert Sumara, Frank Brundle, and Brad Sumara. Bred by Woodmere Farms in Marshfield. Trained by Jeff Holmes. David Dowling picks up his 4th win on the day for the Grand Slam. The filly has her 5th lifetime victory. 156-4. Woodmere Delta in the McRae's Baco and Trucking Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation with the Winner's Circle presentation. Here's the official results now in the 9th race. Downtown Tonight was second. You Know Peach 8th. Plenty of Purple 7th. Lady Willa finished 5th. Timberly Lady 6th. Roll With It Darling 3rd. First Philly Chip was 4th. Woodmere Delta, the race winner. They went 28-3, 57-4, 127-4, and the mile 156-4. From the top, your program reads 287, 563, 41. Woodmere Delta paid $540 to win. Exactor 1060, Triactor 4610, and the Superfecta 1249.
Welcome back to Race Day Live here at Red Shores, Charlottetown on a Saturday afternoon. Rocky Skierman, Kurt Hughes, Vance Cameron bringing you all the action here this afternoon. And we have 9 races in the books. David Dowling with the Grand Slam, 4 wins this afternoon, and 3 back-to-back-to-back. Now let's talk about the Play $20 get 20%. Backed by popular demand at Red Shore Summerside is the Play $20 on live racing and receive 20% off dining on Mondays at the West End Bar and Grill. The Play 20 Get 20 is on live racing Tuesdays in Summerside. Watch for details at Redshores.ca or our social media channels.
Ladies and gentlemen, the remainder of today's racing card will be canceled. After consultation with the drivers on today's program, visibility, they just cannot see when they're out there during the race. Therefore, safety is our main concern here at Red Shores. And after the discussion with the drivers, management and the Racing Commission have decided to cancel the remainder of today's racing program. If you wagered in advance, you will get a refund at any Par Mutual window. But due to conditions that the drivers cannot see during the mile of the race, the remainder of today's racing program will be canceled. We're back here tomorrow afternoon with the Atlantic Breeders' Crown Championship Finals. Opening post time will be 12:30. Par Mutual, phone the judge.